What is up, you sexy YouTube mother lovers? Today we've got a really interesting one for you, but first a little background. If you saw the video over on the B channel, I was just over at the Big Daddy Unlimited Epic Shoot this weekend, and while I was there I was talking to a few friends of mine, including Tim from Military Arms Channel and Curtis from VSO. You know, we're talking, as men do, about what happens when you throw live ammunition into a fire. Talking about what happens, when the round cooks off and everything, and, swapping stories. But we wondered what would happen if you did that with 50 BMG. And that's when Tim looked over and said, well, that's what channels like yours are for, I guess. So here we are. Here's the 50 BMG. Here's the setup. So we buried an El Cheapo little barbecue grill here we had at the shop out here on the range. Pretty safe environment here. We got a real range. YouTube, we're here at a range. We got our grill buried here. We've got Pepsi cans set up along the edges just to see on the off chance the round cooks off and shoots shrapnel in any direction, like right here on the outside here. We got our charcoal here. We're gonna get this thing nice and hot, and then we're just gonna gently place the round, get back behind safety, and just wait for that thing to cook off. Not sure how long. We're gonna have plenty of time to get to a safe distance and sit there and wait and just hope it cooks. I'm really curious what's gonna happen with 50 BMG, but before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and start with 45 ACP, move our way up to the Lord's caliber 7.62 by 39, and then we're gonna move up to the big boy. So let's kick this thing off. But before I risk life and limb, let's talk about today's sponsor that helped make this video happen, and that sponsor is Keeps. Keeps is a hair loss treatment for men, which really trying to figure out what my sponsors are trying to tell me here. Obviously, I'm doing okay in the hair department, but studies say that 2 out of 3 men are going to have problems with hair loss by the age of 35. But the best solution for hair loss is doing something about it while you still have hair left. And with Keeps, you don't even have to go into a doctor and get a prescription. You can actually talk to a doctor online, and everything is done without leaving the comfort of your own home. Now remember, prevention is key, so if you're ready to take action, keep your luxurious mane, or keep the possibility of growing one day, go ahead and head down to the link in the description and in the pinned comment and get 50% off your first order. So yeah, if you want to show our sponsor some love, those are the links down there. We thank Keeps for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to the range. Used a little bit of acetone to help this fire a little bit. Still, the charcoal is not quite warm, but tell you what, this should be definitely enough for our 45. So I'm gonna put this down and we're gonna run behind the berm. Shit, that just fell in the fucking charcoal. No, I'm no expert, but that sounded like a cook-off. All the Pepsi looks intact. Check this out. It bent our grate up outward trying to escape. So right as I put it in, I put it this way, this orientation, so it would slide down and then hit that and then stay still. It fell into the charcoal, and then on its way out, decided to ding up my grate. It's all right. I'm not attached to this little $30 grill, so we'll be okay. That's actually pretty funny. Later on, we'll go back through there and see if we can find a bullet. A lot of times what happens with these when a bullet just goes off without being in a chamber, so you throw it into a fire and it cooks off or whatever, the bullet's actually not really the dangerous part. Especially on like a 45, it's over 200 grain bullet. It's a heavy, heavy son of a bitch. But what's not heavy is the casing, which is made of brass. So that actually becomes the projectile. And so that's where people get screwed up, and you're around a bonfire and you didn't know that there's a couple of rounds of 7.62. It happens to everybody, okay? I'm not the only one. But what'll actually go through and potentially hurt somebody is the casing itself, because that's lighter and energy, path of least resistance. That heavy ass bullet isn't going to be moved nearly as much as that super light casing, but that's also super dangerous. So that's probably what did that. So next up on the docket, 7.62 by 39. I'm just gonna plunk her down and that's all that's. Speed is definitely appreciated because, after all, safety is the name of the game. That's why you should never try this at home. We are professionals. Kinda.
A few moments later.
Now, if this thing doesn't go off, this is going to be mega awkward. If this thing doesn't cook off, it's going to be kind of a weird safety situation, because you have a round that theoretically at any point could cook off. that you're trying to either add more fire to, remove safely. A little weird. Well, I'm not gonna say it was on time, but let's go check it out. Oh, here we go. Yep, we actually got one. We got one hit. I saw spray on the outside here. I'm like, okay, something's wet. One of these got hit, and there's some on the top here. We've actually got a shrapnel casualty. That's baller. Well, it's not baller. If that was you, you'd have a piece of casing in your leg. That ain't fun. So check this out. I dropped it in on this side, and I noticed there's black shit sprayed all over here, and this is where, you know, we had a couple of the punctures. I looked in here, and you can see that if you zoom in. That's our super deformed 7.62 casing right there. Completely blown open like the front of Elmer Fudd's shotgun barrel, but that's super rad. I'm definitely gonna come back for that. And here we have our bullet. So just like I was trying to tell you guys, and sorry, this leaking Pepsi over here. Just like I was trying to tell you guys, the bullet was likely not to move. Oh my God, that's liquid lead pouring out. That's so hot. So the copper jacket staying there, the lead just fucking evacuated the ass end of that bullet while I was fucking with it. That is super cool. See, science can be fun. Isn't learning fun, kids? All right, this one's for all the marbles, the big boy. 50 BMG, which I have plenty of for no reason whatsoever. 660 grain projectile. This bad boy puts out 18,000 foot-pounds when exploding inside of a chamber, and a good 28, anywhere in that frame, inches of barrel behind it. Let's see what it does. It's essentially a frag grenade. Sandaroo! Hey Zach, how you doing?
Good, how about you?
Well, ask me in about 20 seconds. Now, as I was talking about the safety concerns of the last one, I'm more than willing to give this one enough time to do its thing. Not if you're wondering where I got this super sweet ass, low profile logo shirt, down in the link in the description and in the pinned comment. Bunker Branding, where you can get all your AK Guy merch. This is, I think they're doing this for a Black Friday promotion. So we're gonna be doing some cool stuff with them for Black Friday, so feel free to check it out. We're actually still waiting for this round to grenade. I think the primer just went separately. All right, let's go check it out. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so I don't touch anything mega hot. Ow! Shit, ow! Fuck, there's lots of hot shit in the ground. Ow! So avoiding that hot charcoal that just got spewed everywhere, this right here was our grate, which got blown off. We've got, you know, our remnants, our 7.62 by 39 casing over there. We have Pepsi down that looked like just impact. I think these just got blown over. I don't know if any of them actually got punctured. That's interesting. But over here sitting, it was outside of our grill when we came over here. We have our 50 BMG casing that is just splayed open. And my theory, yeah, look at that absent primer there on the rear. I'm trying not to burn myself here. That absent primer, I think that second pop that we heard was the primer going off at a different time. At least that's my theory. If you look down there, it's still mega hot, but that's our 45 ACP. And if you look in the ass end here, again, all the lead got boiled out, which was something I wasn't even expecting to happen. I guess I should have, but it's really cool. It shows you kind of how hot this this charcoal is. I ran out of patience. That smells honestly like roasted marshmallows and diabetes. That's America to me. So after a metric shitload of digging around and some really hot stuff, found our projectile. Whereas the casing totally just grenaded open, tossed this out, and actually this primer, I do think this went off. I think that was the secondary sound that we heard. I don't know how they could have gone off separately, because I would have thought one would trigger the other, but maybe that's what happened, just slowly. I don't really know. All I know is that it was super cool. So we found this over there, found this deep inside that grill, and you can see that is a 50 BMG primer that was supposed to go in here, but you know, it exploded. Actually, you know what, I'm pretty confident in this. This exploded separately because it swelled to where it actually can no longer fit inside the casing. So that's just pretty cool, the amount of heat you're dealing with. That 50 BMG round is still pretty damn hot, but I don't actually think that the lead content's melted. If you look in there, you can still see, it's kind of hard to see, but it's still entirely full, so it's still a heavy-ass 660 grain projectile. As for this, I don't know. I've always been kind of curious, and, well, now we do know, so I'll probably just be giving this away or something like that, so I don't know. This was a cool video for me. I didn't know what was going to happen with all this stuff, and, well, now I do. Anyhow, guys, if this sort of backwoods science is interesting to you and you have your own, I guess, not even urban legends, but just shit you'd like to see tried out, let me know down in the comments, because we're starving for content and we'll do anything. So I appreciate you guys watching the end. And as always, I will see you sexy YouTube mother lovers in the next video. Thanks. We bared our grill here. Bared our grill. We're gonna put it here with the fire going and the fuck. This is. Wow. Yeah. English, motherfucker, do you speak it?